Hey, all right, it is running. So I'm just going to give people a second to let them know that the live stream is going, and I just need to check up here on YouTube to make sure everything looks okay. But so far, so good, right? How's everybody doing? I know I'm not being very polite looking at the screen, but I just want to make sure that everything is all good. Where is that? Here we go. It's been a nice year. 2021 has been very generous to the crypto market. It's been really awesome, I have to say. Good. Okay, so I hear myself talking, so I will stop looking at this for now. And then I will start looking at the camera because that's a little bit awkward to just be looking over here. Do any of you have any friends like that? Barring any like eyesight issues, people that love to look at your ear all the time and they're just talking to you like this just to mess with you. So anyway, what's up? My name is Moon Papa. This is fun. This is me live streaming. I forgot to tell everybody on Discord, by the way. Whoops. So let me get my share button. Copy. Isn't this fun? You get to watch me do this. This is seriously so much fun. All right, so let's go ahead and actually look at what I'm actually doing because that's way more fun. All right, so if you haven't already joined my public Discord server yet, feel free. It's free. It's in the description down below. There's a lot of stuff to check out in there. It's a really good place for people to connect and get some feedback on the signals, specifically the top 10 DeFi, TBT, and 3x signals that we have on 3 commas. So I just gonna wait a little bit longer for people to join us over here on YouTube, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So I hope that everybody has had a great holiday season, a great Christmas. I know I did. It's funny being in this position where it's like I have all this stuff going on, and Christmas is definitely different now, where I would just have a break and not much going on. Now it's not so much the same. It's all good stuff. I can't complain at all, but it's very different. So I just want to go through and have to look at my notes because I need notes for this. So I have a couple of things that I want to talk about in today's live stream. This isn't just me free forming. I don't have any poetry I'm going to read or art that I'm going to do, or I'm not going to stream a video game. Anyway, so I want to show you a couple of things that I just want to bring back into your mind, to put at the front of your mind. And the biggest one is that we are doing a give back campaign through thebettertraders.com. So if you go to our site, thebettertraders.com, you'll see this little blurb right here about we are giving 5% of our proceeds to the Joey Foundation this month. I am super excited for this because it's just been an incredible month. It's been an incredible month for the Better Traders, and I am super excited to have a call with this woman. Her name is Ruth Inglesrud, and I'm excited to do the big reveal of how much we've raised for Joey this month. So you don't actually have to buy our courses. I mean, it'd be great if you want to buy one of our courses. That'd be awesome. We have something really, really, really big starting, I think, today. And I can't really talk about it because it's not on the main part of the website. But if you just want to wait for something instead of just buying a course right now, you might, and you're like on the fence about it, you might just want to wait because you'll see what is coming soon. So you'll have to subscribe to our newsletter to get that, but you definitely want to know. But if you just want to straight up donate, which is totally fine, you are not going to hurt my feelings whatsoever. In fact, it'd be great just to give back anyway. So you don't have to buy one of our courses to donate. So over here on globalgiving.org, you can give to Joey. So they have raised $18,000 of their goal. I'll tell you now that they're going to be surpassing this for sure. At least from the Better Traders side. Like that's we got the rest, I'm pretty sure, which is awesome. So you don't have to rely on us to give, though. You are an independent person. You've probably made some gains, and I'll tell you now that one of the best things you can do to offset some of the big profits that you've had this year is to donate. You can donate Bitcoin, but it's a little bit more difficult. And I know some of you are like, taxable event. I don't want to cash out my Bitcoin or my coins, whatever, to. I know, but giving back to Joey through globalgiving.org, that's a great way that you can get a break on your tax bill for 2021, especially if you've made some really good gains. Consider now to donate, because that's one of the best things you can do, not only to give yourself a kickback, but you're also helping out a really cool organization that works with Japanese orphanages. So I made a little bit of a video about this a while ago, but I didn't really, when I watched it, I was like, what was I thinking? So yeah, my son was fine. Thanks, by the way. He was like in the way back distant corner. He was fine. But my son is actually adopted. He's Japanese. I don't think about it that much because he's just my son. But he was in an orphanage. In and out of an orphanage when he was younger. He came to live with us when he was about 1.5 years, 1 year and 3 months actually. And the adoption process in Japan takes a long time. But eventually we adopted him. So orphanages, orphans in general, and orphanages in Japan are something that's close to my heart. It's very personal to me. So that's one of the main reasons why I wanted to pick Joey. It's a great organization. They help not just teach English, but there's something about teaching English in Japan where it gives you access to be different and connect with Japanese kids specifically on a different level compared to it being like a cram school or like a proper English lesson. When it's you, a foreigner, just coming in to do like puppets and stuff like that and finger play, it just opens up a different way for you to connect with kids, which is really cool. So that's something that I'm really excited about that we're able to do. Okay. Okay. So I have 2 goals that I am sharing with you. Here we go. For this year. And I'm really excited about it. So one is, of course, I would love to bring my subscriber count up. My goal for this year is to at least double it to get to 40,000 subscribers by the end of 2022. I mean, anything bigger than that would be awesome. Of course, my ultimate goal is at least 100K. It's going to take some time and some effort to do that. So what I am going to be doing to increase this is I'm going to be posting more regularly on YouTube. So I have been spending the last 2.5 months refilming all of our course content. We have video editors working on all of the courses right now. And once those are pushed out and ready to go, I mean, that's a huge weight off of my shoulders because that's a lot of work. So my plan, starting next week, actually on Mondays, I'm going to be filming a lot of new content, and my goal is to publish 2 edited videos a week and do 1 live stream on YouTube a week, where I'm basically just going to be talking about Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm not going to be doing too much because I already do a lot of that kind of stuff here on Discord in the Better Traders Club. So in the Better Traders Club, I don't live stream as often, but it's way more information packed into these. I just want to show these off because this is awesome. So I have a watch list that I provide every single live stream that we have. And the last live stream, this Phoenix style against Bitcoin on KuCoin, this is when we had the live stream, and literally like 3 hours later, it pumped up 40%. That was on the watch list. and Key BTC was also on the watch list, and it literally pumped 25% after the watch list, and it's done it a couple more times. So if you're looking for a good way to help yourself in 2022, you might just want to wait a little bit more, just a little bit more before you just jump headfirst into the club. But there are other really good reasons. But anyway, I just had a little bit of a humble brag there. Those are some great calls. So anyway, on YouTube, I am planning on live streaming like this once a week. It'll be every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern time. And I know that's a little bit weird. So on Discord, I'll try to post announcements in advance so that way you can see what the time zone would be in reference to wherever you are in the world. And if you can't watch it live, it's okay. You can watch the replay. It's fine. So yeah, that's the big thing, is that I'm going to be live streaming once a week, which will be broadcasting at 9 p.m. Eastern every Wednesday. Unless there's like a big holiday or major event or something like that. So that's going to be like the normal thing, in 2 videos. So I'm trying to put out some more content. If you like what I'm doing on YouTube and the courses and everything like that, and you haven't subscribed yet, I would love it if you subscribe. But more than that, I would love it if you just go ahead and like smash. Oh, I shouldn't have said it. I owe my wife like $5. All these stupid things that YouTubers say, right? But if there's like a video in here that you really like, go ahead and hit the like button. It really helps the YouTube algorithm to help other people to discover our videos, which is great. So yeah, lots more content coming out on YouTube, which I'm really excited about, because it's something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So the next thing I have is kind of interesting. So I'm sure you probably follow other crypto YouTubers or crypto influencers, and you'll see like they'll put like a referral link for an exchange or something like that, like whatever, Bybit, Binance, all that kind of stuff. So I do that too. And something funny happened. There's an email account that I don't really check that much, and I created a referral link when I first got started back in 2018 for KuCoin, and I just kind of didn't do anything with it. And I saw one of the messages and I was like, what? So I logged in to the browser, to KuCoin, and this is an account that I don't even have connected to 3 anymore. And it's made over $4,000 in referral commissions, meaning that people use my referral link and they sign up for a KuCoin account using that. So I was thinking, wow, that's pretty weird and cool at the same time, especially because it's an account that I didn't even know about. So I know for some people, $4,000 is a lot of money. And I'm not trying to downplay its significance at all. But here's the thing. I don't really want to use that $4,000 and just pocket it. There's no real benefit to me to do that. I would much rather do something interesting with it. So like I said, I have 2 main challenges for myself. The first one is to post 3 videos a week, and that includes 1 live stream. The second one is something I'm doing specifically with those funds on KuCoin. So my goal over 2022 is to turn this 4,232 whatever. My goal is to turn this into $50,000 by the end of 2022, with the sole purpose of just giving it away. So I'm going to take whatever this account balloons up to. And if it's not going to reach 50K, I think it should. But if it doesn't, for whatever reason, whatever it's going to be at the end of 2022, I'm going to donate it to my school. So I know some of you are like, to me? No, not to. I'm not just going to like divvy it out and give it away to people. No, I'm going to be giving it away to specific organizations. So that's going to be the school where my kids go. So it's an international school here in Tokyo, and I'm really excited to do this, basically because this is money that I'm not really invested in, and it's not money that, it's not even my own, it's just a kickback. So I just wanted to do something different with it. So what I'm going to be doing in these live streams as well is like a checkup on the balance for this KuCoin account, and I'll be showing you trades that I entered and why I entered them, and use the TBO and using the Better Trader scanner, or the Better Crypto scanner here on bettertrader.io. So this is going to be my best friend because I'm going to be using KuCoin, and I'm going to be using this a lot to find some crazy tokens that have some bigger spreads. So that way I can find out which coins are looking really juicy to trade. Maybe not this one, but you get the idea. There are lots of great tokens that I could trade. And the reason why I'm just sticking with KuCoin is basically because this is where the funds are. So that just makes the most sense to me. So again, the goal is over the course of this next year, 2022, my target, my goal is to hit 50K. If it goes above 50K, that's awesome. And whatever it's going to be by the end of 2022, I'm just going to be donating it to the school. So I'm excited about that as well. Now, I want to speak to some of you out there. Some of you out there, you're actually on, there are two groups of you. One group of you is like, why are you just going to give it away? Wouldn't you rather just keep it? Yes and no. There's a part of me, a really strong part of me, that just likes to give stuff, specifically money, away. And I'm not the kind of guy like who's going to be doing like a giveaway, like retweet this and I'll give you money for that. I'm not talking about that. Like, I'm just giving stuff away just to give it away, giving money away specifically just to give it away, because it's better to give than it is to receive. And I don't think this is a Christmas thing that I'm trying to carry out through 2022. It's just who I am. It's just what I'm about. So for those of you that are into giving, and that's like a regular thing for you for donating, think about this. Maybe you should make a sub account or a new account on a different exchange, put a little bit of money there, and make that like your pet project account, so that over the course of this next year, just start to trade it up and trade it up and trade it up with the sole purpose of giving it away. Now, for some of you, that's going to be easier to do than for the latter half of you, which that's going to be really hard to do. There are no strings attached for this. You don't have to do it, but I would love to have a lot of you join me in this challenge, just to make profits in crypto with the sole purpose of giving it away. So I know that this is going to like really mess with people, because there's this huge stigma in crypto about wealth generation and making tons of profits for yourself, so that way you can buy yourself a car and a house and all this stuff. But honestly, is enough really enough? I mean, is the Lambo really gonna make you feel like you're a whole person finally? Probably not. I would love to actually move into a new house, because I've been living in an apartment for way too long, and we're a 4-person family, and I'm waiting on that. But again, it's like right now we're okay. I'm not really worried. So I think what I'm trying to do is make this push in this space where it's a fantastic, fertile ground for trading, where we can make a ton of profits. As you very well know from the videos that I share and the tools that I offer you guys, you can make a good chunk of cash in crypto. So my challenge is to grow this account up to 50K or more, or whatever it's going to be, and just give it away by the end of the year. And I would love to have some of you join me in this challenge, to have like this donation fund that you just keep building up to give away. Now, for the opportunists out there that are like, I don't really know about this, think about it this way. If you're planning on making some significant gains in 2022, one of the best, like I said before, one of the best things you can do, and this is not why I'm doing this, by the way, not at all, but one of the best things you can do to lessen your tax bill is to give your money away, is to donate it, especially to nonprofit organizations. Okay, so think about it. I would love to have some of you join me in this. Not everybody's going to do it, and not everybody's going to dig it, and that's okay. And I'm not going to be giving it to a sole person. It's going to a legit organization. Okay, so that's what I'm doing, but you guys are free to do whatever you want. But again, I just wanted to extend the invitation to you. So let me see, what else am I yapping about today? Okay. Cool. So TradingView. So I really need this to be way more fluid, but I have to look down at my notes, so sorry. Okay, here we go. So trading view, I want to look at a couple of tokens just at the end of the year, because I think it's important to understand where we are and where we can go and what 2022 has in store for us. So I personally believe that the market's not over yet. I still think that Bitcoin can and will go higher, but it depends a lot on what it's going to do here. There is a lot of talk about this bump and run scenario that Kevin Swenson, who's a crypto YouTuber, is talking about and getting people super excited about. I think it's interesting, but it's not playing out. I mean, if we're going off of the wicks, it's not really playing out the way we want it to, because it broke below. So it's not to say that this idea of bump and run is done, but it's not so strong. But what I will say is strong is if we are to zoom in on a faster time frame, like the hourly, this actually looks pretty good for Bitcoin right now. So the biggest thing that we need to make sure of when we're watching Bitcoin is if it's going to hold above this line, we're good. But for now, we're below this Fibonacci line of 0.618. And this is drawn from the crash that we had in the summer. So this is our range right now. I really don't want to play the Range Rover game where we're just going back and forth between this boxed range of just 12%. That is agony. That is not fun. What I really want to see happen, like everybody else, is for us to close above 53K. And to me, 53K matches up essentially with the TBO resistance right here. So 52,920. The reason why that one is important as well is because of the 52-week moving average. So if I go to I'm going to hide the TBO. So right now we're looking okay, which is good. So I really just want to see Bitcoin close up higher though, because for the time being, it's not looking super strong, which is frustrating. We really need to close above that MA. So for now, we're not looking good. And the biggest point of resistance that we have is here at 53K. For me, once we break above this 53K, we're moving up to new higher highs. But for the time being, we're kind of stuck in this boxed range. So a couple of good things that I see is that on faster time frames, it looks like we can do a bump and run scenario. And a bump and run scenario dictates that we have some moments in time where we are trying to break above resistance, but we can't do it. And when we finally do it, we touch the resistance line and then we should break up. Now, it's not going to go parabolic like that by any means, but we really need to see a push within the next, I would say, 2-3 days. If we don't see a push above 53K in the next 3 days, then we're just going to be going back and forth for a long time. And if anything, we'll fall back down to 42K. Not the best news you want to hear at the end of the year, but that's what I see. Now, some positive things that I see is that RSI has been reset back down to 16 and 14 after the drop just a couple of hours ago. On the daily, it's still at 40, which is a very, I would say it's an aggressive entry point, but anything below 40 is great. So I think that we are in the clear. But again, it all depends on Bitcoin moving up to 53K and beyond. If we do that, we're good. Bitcoin dominance has not been looking strong. It's been looking very weak, which is great in a sense for alts, but not really. We really do want to see Bitcoin dominance move up because that will signify that people are putting their funds into Bitcoin. And right now they're not. People are putting most of their funds into other assets, which makes a lot of sense because if Bitcoin is weak, typically that means that other assets should be pumping and flying right now, which some are. Okay. Ethereum is looking really weird. Not healthy at all, to be honest. I was expecting a lot more from Ethereum, especially because of the London hard fork that happened in the summer. And the whole idea was to move that time bomb into December. And it hasn't happened yet. So for now, it's not looking so solid. It's not looking so great. If we are to do a regression trend, which I love these things, there we go. So it's just basically working its way down. We're not looking too good. We're not looking too hot. Ethereum really does need to go back to 4K and above. But the nice thing is that it looks like we're at the bottom part of this channel. Again, RSI is at 40. Alts are bullish according to the TPT forecaster, which is an indicator you get with the Better Traders Club. So this looks okay-ish, but the obvious things that are terrible, that are not good, as far as the TBO is concerned, is that whenever we have our open short on the daily, typically not the best sign ever, especially when we're seeing lots of gray. So the thing that also that isn't that great is is that the price fell down out of the cloud on the daily. Again, not a good point of strength at all. It's not to say that the show is over for Ethereum, but it's definitely not as strong as it was looking previously. So now we have a couple of wild cards. I bet you never ever thought I would ever talk about this coin. But to be honest, I have actually been buying Hex since it was like 11 cents or so down here. Or not 11 cents. Here we go. That was 1 cent. 11 cents is about right here. So I was buying it around here, 10, 11 cents. Then it shot all the way up to 50, took profits on the way up because it's not profit until you sell some. I hope some of you watched that video that I posted recently because that is so true. All right, so here we go. The reason why I'm showing Hex to you is not because I'm a Hexican, but I do have to say that the camaraderie and the community in the Hex community is super strong, like Bitcoin maximalist strong. Like they are not backing down. It's been a very, very, very strong buy for a long time. And only recently, in October to November, December, has it been weak. I'm going to make a separate video just about Hex and why I think Hex is the best hedge against Bitcoin later. That's going to come next year. But for now, it's honestly one of the better trades that you can make, mainly because they have this thing called Pulse Swap that's coming out, or Pulse Chain, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm telling you, like, I'm not super big into it, other than I've invested my own tokens and have sacrificed Hex, and they're reopening the sacrifice again. And just to explain a little bit about that, the idea is that you invested your basically you gave away your Hex, and by doing that, you are going to earn a reward of Pulse Chain tokens. That happened here. This is when the sacrifice phase started, when it shot up like that. And after that, the price of Hex went up another 273%. So Richard Hart, the guy behind it, announced that another sacrifice event is happening. So if we're going to see something similar to that, people are going to start buying Hex at a low price because they want to sacrifice, because they're going to get essentially those same tokens as Pulse Chain tokens. So it'd be like P Hex or whatever. It's a little bit complicated, I completely admit, but from a fundamental trade standpoint, it's a really interesting setup. So yeah, I know it's not something that you would expect me to talk about, but here I am. Okay. Another token that I'm keeping a very close watch on is Solana. This token has had an incredible year, literally incredible. Considering that back in January, this token was trading at what, $1.82, and now it's up almost 10,000%. It's incredible. I don't think that things are really going to be slowing down for Solana. We can see all the big money coming in, all the big buys. Yes, the volume is dying down just a little bit, but I don't think anything's really stopping this thing from going up higher and higher to match what BNB and even Ethereum is. I mean, I'm not talking about tomorrow, but in the long term. So one thing to keep an eye on right now is that what happened before in May to July is probably going to happen again here to Solana, and that's basically what I'm expecting. So if I were to draw a similar trend, so basically right now we have this fun little wedge that we have, and I love a good wedge. I don't know about you, but basically this is going to make the price constrict, and it's just going to keep doing this, hopefully, and it just goes sideways until finally it can't take it anymore, and bing, and it shoots up. And honestly, that's what I'm expecting to have happen for Solana. It's one of our portfolio's biggest holds. So we are a big believer in Solana, and not saying you have to be too, but there it is. Another one that cannot be ignored is Terra Luna, or just Luna. They have had, again, another one of these tokens where just kicking myself back here in January 1st, 68 cents. This one is up 12,642%. And it honestly hasn't really had a dump since May. And after that, it's just been on a smooth upcline. Even though we have all these blue dots, which are the close long alerts on the TBO, this is all great. If you've ever wanted to practice trading and work with a token that's really, or not a token rather, but a chart that's just really forgiving, even without all the noise of the TBO. I mean, you don't really find charts that are as amazing as this ever. And the reason why this chart is so amazing is because it's just on this perpetual uptrend. Yes, it does have pullbacks, but you'll notice that it just keeps making new higher highs. And it even went up to 100 and went above it, meaning that there's nothing stopping this thing from going back up to 100 and going beyond it. Usually $100 is a really strong resistance point because it's a lot of zeros. But to be honest, I don't see that problem at all. If anything, it's done this so many times before. We have a cluster of close longs, we have an open short, close long, open short, and then eventually it's going to find its little bottom, pop, and it's going to keep moving up. So if you've ever wanted to practice trading, or if you're looking for a good candidate for a DCA bot, Luna is a fantastic one. And the last one I have is Sand. Sand cannot be ignored. Good grief. January 1st, Sand was 3 cents. It is now up 16,500%. No one could have known that metaverse tokens were going to explode. And this is when the metaverse really started taking off with Meta, or Facebook, being announced, and people just going crazy over Sand and over Mana. This is one that's you just got to keep an eye on. I'm not going to be ignoring Sand at all. I think it still can go higher in 2022, believe it or not. So let's talk about the long-term play. Let's talk about what could happen with Bitcoin. So some people are talking about Bitcoin going up to like $200,000 next year. What's funny is that people were saying it would go up to $100,000 this year back in January. I think the biggest thing to watch out for is when anyone gives you a price prediction, even me, because I'm guilty. I thought that Bitcoin is going to go up to 100K. So what I think is important to keep in mind is that any valuation you see from a male crypto trader or crypto YouTuber, just cut that number in half and you're probably right. Men have this tendency, and I think this is in a movie, men have this tendency to exaggerate things by 2, whereas women typically are more reserved. And this is just a weird thing that I personally noticed. So wait, I'm not making that assumption. Whoa, back down, everybody. This got too personal. Nope, not talking about that. So what I'm talking about is, yes, 200K would be great. I am still planning on scaling out slowly at 80K. That's my personal choice. That's what I'm doing. Could we go up higher? Yeah, I mean, we could definitely go up higher. But I think the market is over for Bitcoin. Yes, I think the market is nearing the end of its term. I think we are in the last throes of this bull market. I still think that we're going to have an 80% correction. So it depends where we go. And from that point, then we can do a measurement to figure out where 80% could be, or 70%, whatever we want to say. But I still think it's going to happen. And to be honest, I think 2022 is going to be a year of more surprises, especially in the financial markets, because of the crazy money printing that the US is doing. There's a lot of uncertainty. And I'm not trying to invoke fear in you at all, but just remember that one of the rules right there in the Better Traders Journal is to be satisfied with any amount of profit. Keep that in the back of your mind. I mean, if you've learned one thing from this year, where it's literally been a sideways market all year, if you've learned anything, it should be that you should be satisfied with any amount of profit. So again, just to remind you about a couple of things, and then we'll go ahead and close this out. You can buy courses and products from thebettertraders.com. You might want to wait like another 12 to 18 hours because there's some crazy announcement that's going to be coming out really soon. If you don't want to buy our courses and you're just a generous Joe or Jane and you want to donate, then you can donate and it'll bring you here to globalgiving.org and you can give some money to the Joey organization. Please go ahead and like and subscribe if you haven't already, and feel free to share my channel. I'm going to be posting a lot more frequently in 2022. I have my challenge here where I'm going to be growing this amount to at least, my target is 50K for 2022. And I'll be using fun tools like 3 commas and sharing my trades along the way and using the Better Crypto Scanner and all that fun stuff. Whew. So I really do wish you a very happy new year. Be safe. Don't forget to take profits. And until the next time, you know what to do. Stay awesome and stay in the green. Peace.